During the original Spyro Trilogy, and its remastered version, the Spyro Reignited Trilogy, Spyro was the only young dragon around, with no other ones around his age. His fellow dragons were only adults and elders, until the third game, Spyro Year the Dragon, came and introduced a new generation of dragons. In Spyro Year the Dragon, dragon eggs were brought to the Dragon Worlds for the Year the Dragon Festival, an event that takes place every 12 years. Spyro saved 151 baby dragons from a terrible fate, and they were later cared for by the older dragons of their realm. Despite being surrounded by the new younger generation of his kind, Spyro was still the only young dragon around, until Spyro A Hero's Tale came along. In this console game installment, we were introduced to two new dragons that were around Spyro's age, Ember and Flame. Flame and Ember were non-playable characters who were already acquainted with Spyro before the events of Spyro A Hero's Tale. Spyro came across them early in his travels to stop the evil dragon Red from taking over the world. Ember was a pink dragon who had a major crush on Spyro, wanting to marry him and believes he likes her. She acts very much like a certain pink hedgehog from the Sonic the Hedgehog franchise. Flame is a red dragon, more like a red version of Spyro, who is, well, just there to support Spyro. Ember's history in the Spyro franchise actually dates back to Spyro Into the Dragonfly, where she was originally planned to appear as a minigame turret character. However, with the constant changes in the game's development, Ember was scrapped entirely from Into the Dragonfly. She would later make an early bird cameo in Spyro Orange: The Cortex Conspiracy as a trading card. In the same year, A Hero's Tale was released. What made both Flame and Ember interesting was that they were both introduced as canon dragon characters around Spyro's age. They were not babies like the ones from Spyro A Hero the Dragon. They were young and able, like Spyro, with potential to be more than just side characters. All we knew was that they were just dropped in as new dragon characters fans had never seen before, but we know nothing about them, nor how they came to know Spyro. Here are the following cutscenes in Spyro A Hero's Tale that has Ember and Flame before they disappeared for the remainder of the game.
Look at this dark gem. It's pulsating with evilness. Still, it would look nice on an engagement ring. Don't you think, Spyro? Maybe the Dragon Elder can tell you how to smash it into bits. Talk to the Dragon Elder to learn how to smash this gem. I know you'll do it, 'cause you like me. Go ahead, Spyro. You should go and see the Elder. Please, Spyro, you have to break this gem into little heart-shaped pieces if possible. Don't take that bridge to the swamp, Spyro. If you do, I might never see you again. Spyro, you've done it! The force field has disappeared! I thought I was gonna be trapped in here forever! This way leads to Nasty's lair. Now go and ram his gnarly butt! Go on, Spyro. Go and teach that dorky Nork a lesson. Ugh, this place stinks.
Despite not appearing anywhere else in A Hero's Tale, you can unlock Ember and Flame as playable character skins when you collect a certain set of dragon eggs based on their signature colors. They later appeared in the Nintendo DS sequel, Spyro Shadow Legacy. Ember notably still has a crush on Spyro, but then soon dumped him when an armadillo named Bandit fell in love with Ember and had Spyro deliver a love letter to her. And then afterwards, she and Flame never appeared again in the Spyro series, since the franchise was rebooted into Legend of Spyro and then later Skylanders. Whatever universe that follows after the Spyro Reignited trilogy opens up possibilities that Ember and Flame can make a comeback in a new Spyro game. Fans have even made their own Spyro Reignited versions of the two dragons, some with their own insect companions besides just dragonflies. The game developers working on a new Spyro game can have Flame and Ember redesigned, reintroduced, and perhaps give them better characterization. They have so much potential to be more than just non-playable characters that guide Spyro along. Ember has the capability to be more than just a dragon version of Amy Rose, just being there gushing over Spyro. And Flame, he has a lot of room for character improvement. And hey, maybe they can be reintroduced along with a reignited version of Cynder the Dragon, and Spyro would have a dragon team of his own to hang out with. It's possible we may see Flame and Ember again in a future Spyro game, but that depends on the developers and what they can do with the characters. I personally hope we can see them in a new game, and see how the developers expand their involvement besides just being side characters. What do you guys think? How should Ember and Flame be reintroduced? How can they be improved? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks for tuning in, guys. See you next time. Thanks for watching. Be sure to like, favorite, and subscribe. Shoutout goes to Alina Gray, Beetlebird, and RC1 for allowing me to use their Reignited Flame and Ember designs for this video. The links to their respective artwork and the source to Ember's development in Spyro Into the Dragonfly are posted in the description below.